Now, I also find it interesting because Tephillin is done in a three-step process. The first is wrapping the arm,
Yes.
and then we wrap the strap, the excess strap around our hand. So we've done our preparation. We're ready for our spiritual experience. We don the Tephillin, and we get the box and the knot in exactly the right spot. And then, I think the kicker is the hand is wrapped last. And there's some very interesting things about wrapping the hand, because one of the points that gets wrapped here, we call it a multiplier. It takes the effect of all of the other points and enhances them. This point, small intestine 3, is the opening point for what's called the dew channel. And the dew channel runs all the way from the inside of the upper lip and runs down the back through the skull and scalp in through the entire spinal cord down to the tip of the tailbone. And this stimulates the flow of energy throughout the entire central nervous system. So donning the hand or wrapping the hand actually is the culmination of the process, whereby we take everything we've done and we lock it into place. And it's really quite exceptional.
That's fabulous. This whole study that you're presenting really has enhanced for me. It's kind of renewed my interest. It's given a new perspective in putting the Tephillin on, observing the mitzvah of Tephillin. Every Jew has the Torah, the obligation to fulfill the Torah, and sometimes we get it in a way that's like, you know, obligatory. You're commanded to do it, and this has really added another dimension of understanding, which really has drawn me with greater enthusiasm towards the mitzvah. Yeah. So I want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about acupuncture itself. You know, they say that a billion Chinese can't be wrong. Rice is good for you. So acupuncture has been going on.
Oh, many 5,000 years across billions of Chinese. In fact, acupuncture treats virtually every disease. The only one that it doesn't treat is cancer.
I see.
Doesn't matter what the condition is other than cancer. Acupuncture can be a benefit too.
Yes.
Mental illnesses, digestive illnesses, marital illnesses, conceptual problems. Acupuncture is very valuable as a tool, and the Chinese didn't separate mind, body, and spirit. And they recognize that acupuncture is actually a spiritual tool, not just a physical tool. And in fact, in some esoteric circles, they say that the acupuncture points and meridians live on the etheric body, one of the many bodies of men that might even be talked about in the Zohar.
Yes, it is.
And so the acupuncture points live on the etheric plane, and they actually connect us to our spiritual blueprint and harmonize us on the spiritual level, which then manifests down through the increasing density down to the physical manifestation that we exhibit in our corporal body.
It's very Kabbalistic.
Yeah.
The talit really represents that same body that you're talking about, this sheath of light that we wrap ourselves in, the ethereal light of the mitzvot. On the simple level, the talit represents to remember the mitzvot, but on the deeper level, we're putting that symbolic body on ourselves so that we might be more aware of our spiritual components.
Of the light that emanates from within us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now, also, I've seen recently, I have some personal contact and experience with the use of acupuncture in pain management. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
That's probably the one area of acupuncture that it has the most wide recognition in and is used in the acupuncture community. I believe it was in the early 70s when James Reston was traveling with Nixon to China. He had an appendectomy, and he was treated with acupuncture for the pain, and there are people that actually go through surgery in China using acupuncture as the only anesthetic.
Okay. I've heard about it also in the use of infertility clinics.
Oh, it's absolutely useful, very useful for fertility issues. There's many patterns of disharmony within the garden that seeds get planted in the soil can be too cold or too moist or too dry, or not enough irrigation, if we want to use analogies. And acupuncture can be very beneficial in balancing those out. The other area that's probably most studied in acupuncture is the use of the pericardium 6-point Neiguan, called inner passage, located 2 inches above the wrist crease, and that's been studied primarily by the Navy because it's used to treat seasickness and nausea. And there are commercial bands that people will buy that will press on this point. They're called sea bands or
My wife used them when she was pregnant.
Well,
she said they work.
They do work. It's one of the more important points. And actually the Tephillin wraps over this point, but does not necessarily have contact with it, because the Tephillin really contacts more of the edge points than it would a point in the middle. There's just not enough pressure for it, unless while you're wearing it you're pressing on the point. But that point is probably the most studied point in all of Chinese medicine in the Western society, that has actually shown to decrease stomach motility and all sorts of measurable factors. It really calms things down.
Well, you know, you've really enticed me on this subject, and I'd like very much if you would show me how to put the Tephillin on in a way that would, you know, really stimulate to the max these various points. Would you be willing to come back on a follow-up show, and we could actually demonstrate the doning of the Tephillin and how to put it on properly?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to do that.
Dr. Schram, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Down in peace, our Lord, lift us up to life again, our King. Spread out over us the shelter of your peace. Let your good counsel be our guiding light. Hey, 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 hey. Save us for the sake of your good name. Defend us and remove from us all foes, from pestilence, from sorrow, from hunger and from sword. Let nothing tempt behind us or ahead. Hey, 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 hey. Hide us in the shadow of your wings, for you are God who saves us and defends. Merciful and gracious, God and King are you. Watch over when we exit and approach. Hey, 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 hey. For now and evermore, blessed be you ever-present Lord. Spread your peaceful shelter on us and Israel, Jerusalem and all who dwell the earth. Jerusalem and all who dwell the earth.